Welcome to First Impressions, where we try to take a look at the first episode and the promotional material of a brand new anime series released this season and try to come up with a conclusion of what I think the show will be about, what I will expect from the show, and whether I am going to like it or not based solely on those factors. And you never know if a first impressions video will turn up as a traditional American anime otaku review later on down the line when it is released in American markets. So does anybody remember the classic anime by Studio Ghibli called Kiki's Delivery Service? Kiki's Delivery Service was a slice-of-life anime film about a young witch who heads out into the world with her pet cat and her everyday adventures as a package delivery girl. You know that one, right? That was such a whimsical and charming movie. I wish we could have more of that. So, enter Flying Witch, a more modern anime with a similar premise. The story of Flying Witch is about Makoto, a young witch from Yokohama who moves to Aomori to live with some relatives as part of her training. What follows is Makoto's everyday daily life as she gets used to her new environment and her relatives, and the new friends she makes there as they are introduced to the customs and peculiarities of witchcraft. This is a story in a world where magic just happens and is as much a part of the world as if it were a part of normal society. It turns out that the supernatural is not exactly a secret, but witches aren't widely known outside of their family circles. Wow, this sounds like it is in stark contrast to that of Wizard Barristers, which I hope this anime is nowhere near as convoluted. But since this is coming from JC staff, that alone should give me a sense of confidence right there. The manga creator Chihiro Ishizuka must have a real love for Kiki's Delivery Service, since the setup beats are very similar between the two of them. Right off the bat, Flying Witch has careful pacing and a whimsical mood that is supported by a delightful soundtrack and beautiful super detailed backgrounds. The animation is nice and clean, the direction is decent, and it's just pleasant to watch. Even though the first episode was seemingly light on humor, there is plenty of humor to be had if you know where to look, since much of the humor in this episode is done subtly. There were a couple of genuinely funny moments which showed off Flying Witch as a bit quirky, but thankfully it wasn't forced. One of the best moments is when her new acquaintances find out she is in fact a witch, in which they react with a hilarious sense of awe rather than outright fear. And then there is that thing with the mandrake near the end of the episode. I won't spoil it for you, but that was the funniest thing I have seen in a while. So, here are my expectations. If you are looking for a laid-back, feel-good anime that has a more optimistic look at the world of magic in today's real-world society, as this first episode seems to illustrate, this is definitely an excellent start. Flying Witch is a calm, quiet, earnest slice of life with tinges of the supernatural and comedy dispersed throughout. This does not seem like a very fan-servicey show, and quite honestly, I hope that is the case with the rest of this show. My hope is that it continues this laid-back, feel-good presentation style. The big question is whether the anime can keep its unique whimsical charm without having to resort to dumb humor and forced fan service like a lot of other slice-of-life shows before it. Supersonico, I am specifically looking at you. But from what I saw in the first episode, I'm greatly enjoying Flying Witch, and I look forward to seeing more. So with that, I give Flying Witch 8 points for initial interest. Until then, this is the American Anime Otaku signing out.